Hey everybody, welcome to my channel again, as we are about to kick off another reaction for the autumn of 2025, and this one, well, let's face it, it's going to be about Destiny. I know there's going to be some of you who will hate the topic of the word Destiny 2 being brought up to you, but I mean, to be fair, Destiny has kind of faced a lot of backlash, haven't they? Bungie themselves haven't really helped themselves by getting themselves involved in an art theft with Marathon, which didn't really help Marathon much, to the point that that's now basically in a state of they've got to deliver, or they are basically, well, they're basically losing their independence. I mean, Sony's already confirmed this, but Marathon's already in a bad state, and well, whether it's gotten better since the art theft remains to be seen. We're not going to know for a while, but we will see how they have. Hopefully, are going to turn things around for Marathon. I'm not really hopeful for it, considering they don't really have the best of times to turn it around. But maybe they will. I don't know. I mean, there is that possibility of it being cancelled, which there is that chance that could happen. But no, we're going to focus on Destiny 2 part because, I mean, there is an update that is coming out today that I'm very excited about, which is, of course, the Ash and Iron update. So, yes, Ash and Iron is coming out, the update of Ash and Iron. This is the update that is kind of essentially, I like to be hopeful, is going to be a direct it just put me off from wanting to play the Edge of Fate, and also the Edge of Fate didn't sound really exciting at first. It just I don't know, there's just something about that story that just really got me hyped or anything. The Star Wars stuff, I'm being hopeful that something good comes out of this, because I mean, the Star Wars DLC is going to change things for me for this one. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say, because I mean, we've been in these situations with Destiny where we think something's good's going to happen, and then it usually disappoints. And I hope I'm not going down this rabbit hole with this expansion, because I mean, to be honest, I think a lot of us are just wanting Destiny 3 at this point. In fact, some of my friends have even said they won't come back unless the Destiny 3 happens, for a while ago. So I would imagine that's probably the same mindset for a lot of people. And then there's some that just don't care about Destiny anymore and would prefer Once Human, which, Once Human's doing really well for itself. And obviously, I've got to wait till next year until I can play that. But, well, on console, that is, but I mean, the only way I can play it at the moment is through like mobile, which is not particularly the best places to play, in my opinion. But I'm not really confident that in Destiny 2 is going to really be the answer to the problems. I still think Destiny 3 is the only way they're going to turn things around, in my opinion. But maybe Renegades will be the last hurrah for this game. Maybe we'll see, but we'll find out, won't we? So, yes, we're going to see the reveal for Renegades, see what they've done, whether they've actually made some effort to turn things around from the Edge of Fate that actually makes players actually enjoy it, like the game, instead of hating it. To be honest, like I said, most of us were drained out after the final shape, to be honest. Especially because of all the layoffs and all the controversies that Bungie were up to. It's just drained us all out, to be honest. And alright, guys, so this is the beginning of our reaction to Renegades.
All right. Hey, everybody. Hey, Guardians. Welcome. My name is Dylan. I'm going to be your host today. And happy 11-year anniversary to Destiny 1's launch. I wanted to make sure to cover that
Destiny
at the very top
1 is 11 years old.
Mind melting. 11 years of Destiny. Had no
Crazy
idea
that, isn't it? 11 years of Destiny.
We have a ton to talk through, so we're going to rush through this. No, we aren't going to rush. But we have Renegades. We have some really cool stuff to talk about that's going to be coming in December. We have a wonderful update from our development team. We've been listening. We're looking at your feedback, and we actually have some plans that are coming together right now to address it since Edge of Fate launched. And then we also have, on the second half of the show, we're going to be looking at Ash and Iron. We'll have a bunch of devs on the couch. We're going to talk about the activities, the loot, and potentially a new exotic that you might have been asking about. So without further ado, Robbie, how you doing? Welcome back to the couch.
And I love that
Dylan,
again.
it's,
I
great
love
to be
this
here.
artwork.
And like you were
This
talking here in
artwork
the intro,
is
like,
very,
we've got
very
some really
nice.
big
I love the
changes
artwork that they
coming
got
based
going
all
on.
the feedback we're getting from the Edge of Fate.
So
That
good.
we'll talk about right after we give a little bit of a first look at Renegades here.
Yeah.
That's why we got our laptops.
And I'm
right? There's a lot to
actually,
get
I will
through,
admit, I'm
and there's a lot
intrigued
to talk about. So
with
we're just gonna get going on
Renegades.
making
I
sure
think
we're gonna
Renegades
get
is
through it all. So we've been hard at work on
has a
collaborating
very
with our
interesting
friends
thing.
at Lucasfilm Games.
Yeah,
to
the
make
fact that
something
they
that's, like,
collabed with
unmistakably Star
Lucasfilm, I
Wars,
find
but
that interesting that
authentically
they
a
finally
Destiny
collabed with
story
them,
and
especially
and so today we get to
with
start to pull
everything
back the
that
curtain on
the
that.
game's been
And I'm
up
going to
to.
embrace my inner Scarrow and ask, Robbie, is there a Vidoc?
Yeah, so y'all asked for it. You're going to get it. We're about to play a Vidoc. That is our first look at the Lawless Frontier. You're stepping into a world of criminals, shady deals, with an arsenal at your disposal that you'll only be able to find within a black market here that's emerged within
Ooh,
Seoul.
okay.
And so, yeah, let's take our first look at.
Yeah,
Renegades.
let's have a look. Let's have a look at this thing. Sure. All right, so this is Renegades, the Star Wars themed Destiny experience.
Star Wars it felt.
And I love
was
the fact we get lightsabers. Oh my
just
god, I
jumped into
love
walker
that.
And I just annihilated the encounter.
And then we get our own versions of
Squeezing that trigger and feeling that
the
blaster just
walkers.
go off.
I
Feels
forgot
like a
their
whole new
name in
world
Star
opened up
Wars,
for me.
but they doing our own version of that. And
There's
the
something really
blaster,
special
Han
here
Solo's
that we haven't
blaster,
really done in Destiny before.
That
which is a new
ignition,
weapon
that hiss,
archetype,
that
by the
sound.
way, in case you didn't know that already.
Looks like that. Okay.
We begin in the shadow of a prophecy that says our end is already written. It's here we draw a line in the sand, where we start the long journey to fight our fate. In Renegades, Guardians infiltrate a criminal underworld to save a friend whose past has caught up with them and disrupt the rise of powerful new enemies. In special collaboration with Lucasfilm Games, we took inspiration from Star Wars to craft a one-of-a-kind Destiny story. Renegades redefines what an expansion can be. It brings the grit, guns, and glory of a space western.
Wow.
But Renegades
I
isn't
doubt
just
it's going to
about
be
power.
that powerful,
It's
but
about what you're
maybe
willing to risk to change the
by some miracle it is. I would love it
The
if it
folks at
was.
Lucasfilm were such great collaborators. They understood that in order for this to work, we had to find where the Venn diagram of our two stories meet. Themes of underdogs rising up against something much larger than themselves. Themes of hope. Those little places in that Venn diagram were the ones that really helped us find the story that we want to tell together.
If you look at Star Wars and you look at Destiny, you can kind of see that parallel that exists. So for instance, our Dredgen, they're our Sith.
Pretty Sithy.
Yeah, and then you've got the Barrett Imperium, and they are very, very Empire-like.
Yes.
They have a huge appetite for expansion.
I think of the Praxic Order. There are Jedi in this release, and they are very focused on order and law and understanding that there is a binary in our universe of good and evil. We get to poke at that a little bit in a way that suits our story and our world, while still feeling very much like the inspiration that we're calling from. Edge of Fate
yeah.
leaves us with a really big pass forward into the future. We know of this prophecy now that tells us that we need to bind the Nine or we face extinction. And Drifter was there on Kepler. He saw all of this.
Not running from this one.
Drifter is convinced that there's a connection between the Nine and the rise of this new faction, the Barrett Imperium. He sees them rising at an unnaturally fast rate and is insistent that there's a problem. But the Vanguard isn't listening. They're insisting that he needs to stand down.
The cool thing about this criminal underworld is you and Drifter and your crew, you come in at the bottom.
I mean, what do we
And
think,
at the
guys?
top
In the
is
conversation
Barrett
below, what do
Imperium.
we reckon of
You really
this
need to work with
expansion
all these
for Destiny 2? I mean,
crooked
I feel like
criminal
there's
syndicates in between,
potential for this to do
earning the
well.
power, building up the notoriety.
I
getting
mean,
the
this
gear that you
expansion
need
definitely
to take down that powerful
has
Imperium at the
that
top.
potential.
There's a weapon that the Barrett Imperium have made, and we need to be the ones to destroy it. And we're not going to be able to do that unless we work with exactly the kind of people that we normally fight. So we're going to head out to the Lawless Frontier, and one job at a time, we're going to take down the Imperium.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to be a legend, you're going to have to do it, so...
The Lawless Frontier is filled with big, chaotic, cooperative activities. You're gonna choose the job, you're gonna choose which renegade abilities you're gonna take into those jobs, and then you're gonna drop into the action with your team, smash up those objectives, get as many riches and treasures as you can, and then get out or die trying.
To do that, you're gonna go to the Lost Frontier Hollow map. You'll see Mars, Europa, and Venus with swamps that are very reminiscent of Dagobah. There's some hints of Hoth in Europa, right?
Yeah.
For fans of both Star Wars and Destiny, like Mars, which is some pits that are very reminiscent of Sarlacc pits, and you don't want to fall into them, you'll die.
These are Destiny locations. It's just we're taking inspiration from some of these iconic places in Star Wars.
Let's say we go to Mars, and you're gonna pick a bounty hunting job for the Fallen to take out some Cabal. And then you either matchmake with people online, you take your crew with you, you can play solo. Every time you drop in, you might be in a different location on the map. Your objectives are going to be a little different each time, and it also might be a different time of day. So there's a lot of variety and richness within these activities as we want them to be highly replayable. Along the way, we're going to throw a bunch of curveballs. You might run into a missile tower that's trying to take you out from halfway across the map. And you have to like divert and take it out, and you get some extra credits out of that. Defeat your boss, get to the exfil with whatever time you've got left. Call your ship in, all hell drops in on your head from the Cabal. Your ship flies in, you hop aboard, and you've got to exfil.
Over the course of the campaign and deep into the post-game of Renegades, you're going to be unlocking and earning a bunch of different Renegade abilities.
We've got things like airstrikes, Cabal drop pods.
It's funny you could use
walkers,
Cabal drop pods as like a weapon,
interceptors,
which is funny because they've been attacking us for ever since D1, D2 pretty much, or D2 specifically. So it's funny we can now use them against the enemies now.
Things play.
It's like a tech tree of options.
It's like a whole tree of options across support, defensive, and offensive abilities. So the player's going to have a lot to play with here.
The Lawless Frontier isn't just about raw power. It's about influence. Shady backroom deals, working for these powerful syndicates and against them at different times. And all of this takes place at the heart of the criminal underworld and Tharsis Outpost.
It's interesting we get a social hub similar to like the bars from Star Wars. I like the concept here.
It's changed a lot since the last time we were there.
It's now this thriving black market, this criminal underworld. Tharsis Junction became Tharsis Outpost. If you have an unsavory job that you need done, you can find it at Tharsis Outpost.
Tharsis Outpost feels appropriate for both Star Wars and for us. When we looked at Mos Eisley as inspiration, we knew that we could play in that playground in a really fun way. From the ghosts that you'll see floating around to one Elixni with all 4 of his Elixni arms shaking up drinks. We took that inspiration and we found the Destiny spin on it. Criminal syndicates have moved in.
You're working with the syndicates. You are building your notoriety with them.
The 3 different syndicates that we created, we're going to be dealing with. The Pikers are Elixni. They're kind of like an anarchist biker gang. Unlike other Elixni, they're atheists. They don't worship machines. They follow relics. We've also got the Totality Division, a subsect
Totality
of the
Division is an interesting name.
And their enforcer Rao is going to be the leader of this group. And we've got Tharsis Reformation. They are a breakaway group from Maya's Vex. They're starting to think for themselves and figure out what it means to be an individual.
They're starting to do crime. They're wearing clothes.
Crime and wearing clothes are what all individuals do. We need to have new people to fight and new people to root for. And this was our opportunity.
Okay, at least they're doing new people in that sector, but it'd be nice if they do it across the game. That would make more sense.
It's garnering influence and building your power so that you can bend it to your will.
In the end game, we get the best weapons, the best armor, the coolest exclusive cosmetics. You're going to need to work with the syndicates to increase your notoriety by completing jobs successfully alone or with a crew, and then doing so you'll unlock our highest risk, highest reward jobs, and at the same time you're going to have the ability to do the special job that'll take you off planet to the dungeon.
And it looks like the dungeon's going to be in Seven Foods Rome World.
That's right.
I mean, it definitely
Invasion is
looked like
back.
Seven Foots
But
Road Road.
This doesn't work
from
like
what I
Gambit.
saw in that
It's
image.
often the invader has some initiative when invasion begins.
And also,
This is more
it's
strategic.
kind of funny they're doing invasion in this activity, like they're trying
okay, is this the right time
to
for me
do
to
an
take
evolution
this
of Gambit.
and what's the right
Whilst
tool
they
for
said
me to
they
do it?
weren't
Do I
doing
use
Gambit
an
anymore,
airstrike or a
so
vehicle?
I
Do
find that
use
funny
a
that
couple
they're
walker?
bringing something back that they said they weren't doing
Just watch out for that
much
double cross.
anymore
Yeah.
with.
Renegades marks the Guardian's descent into a criminal underworld. A world of shadows and syndicates, where your light and your choices will cut a path forward. You'll fight dirty, break the rules, and build a hardened crew that can take on any job, standing up to the most ruthless syndicates in the system. Even in the darkest corners of this world, there's still a glimmer of hope. Guardians will have to find their own version of balance between loyalty and survival, between power and purpose. Because there's more at play than credits and contracts. Forces are on the move, ones that see you not just as a player, but as a piece on the board. To change the future, you'll have to become the one thing they never saw coming.
Okay.
Start the engines. Take off as soon as you can.
Okay. We'll see. We'll see how it does, because I feel like there's an opportunity here for it to do really well.